All right. So yeah, it looks like we're right at time. So let's go ahead and get started for today. So, all right. Thanks so much, everybody, for joining in for our training session today. Today we are going to be focusing mainly on marketing as a service and the Folio platform. So there are a couple of tools that we have access to. We've actually had access to them for a little while, but I think they're one of those things that's maybe a little bit underutilized. So I wanted to give you guys a training on that today, just to let you know some of the features and functions that you have with those systems. As we're going through our training today, if you do have any questions, feel free to just open up the little chat box and put your questions directly into there. I'll try to monitor that as we go through our training today, and I'll try and answer those questions in the moment as they come in. For anybody who doesn't know me, my name is Jeff Ratz. I'm a customer adoption consultant for Remax of Canada. So essentially, I work closely with offices, just really help them make use of the different tech tools that we offer. Of course, the big ones we have of being our Max Center, Max Tech Bar by Bull Trail, but there's a lot of other tools out there that the people I think sometimes don't even know that are available. So. Before we get into things as well, I do want to quickly call out our support team. If you do have any questions after the session, if you're running into any issues with any of the different Remax tech tools, definitely use our support team as a resource for anything like that. You can reach out to them either in the actual Bold Trail platform itself, using the little chat bubble in the bottom right corner of the screen. So you can actually find a little chat bubble that looks very much like what we see right here. If you open that chat, any questions you put into that will go directly to our support team, and they'll follow up with you as quickly as they can to assist with anything you have. You can also reach out to that team by email at customersupport@remax.com, or you can even actually, if you prefer, you can even give them a call or even actually send them a text message at that 1-888 screen number that you see up on my screen there. So yeah, definitely use them as a resource. If you have questions, we don't want you getting stuck and walking away. We'd rather you reach out to the team and get assistance so you can get past that. So for today, we are going to be starting by talking a little bit about marketing as a service, which actually, as of a recent announcement, is actually been rebranded. So all of the branding I see in here or have in my presentation today will be marketing as a service, but it is being rebranded to Marketing Studio. So if you start hearing about announcements about Marketing Studio, it's really just marketing as a service with a new name and with a bit of a refresh. So for marketing as a service, it is a tool that you have access to through your Max Center account. Assuming we've got you set up correctly, you should actually be receiving a nice marketing ad. So what it's doing, as you have new listings that come into the system, it's going to automatically generate an ad for you, which you're also going to start getting emails about those new ads that are available to you. What's really nice here is that we give you that free of cost ad that's created, but there's also paid options above that, which allow you to actually market your ads to a number of different social media platforms out there. It is actually, there's a lot of AI built into this system for actually the way it targets those ads. And you've probably also noticed over the last little while that when those ads are made, you can actually have access to some AI generated video that's part of that as well. Those ads, those actually, there's a question that's coming on the chat here, where those ads are placed. Those ads can actually go typically to Meta, so it can go to Facebook, Instagram. They can also, for some of the paid options, they can even be put out to the Google Ad Network and even come up in Google search ads as well. So there's actually a lot of flexibility there. You have some control over where people land when they click on those ads. So you can direct them to your website or to whatever preferred website you have so that people coming in can actually be connected with you. So if you haven't received one of these marketing emails from Marketing as a Service, what we see up on my screen, this is an example of what that email would actually look like when it comes in. So hopefully, as you've had listings come in over the last couple of months or over the last year or so, you've started seeing these emails actually coming into your inbox. And if you haven't, we're actually going to be kind of trying to diagnose that. I'm going to show you how to go in and make sure your listings are properly connected in Max Center so that you can receive these ads as they come into the system as well. Oh, do you see a question here? Where do we go to set this up on our social media platforms? So it's not something you're necessarily setting up and connecting it to your own social media. what it's doing is actually creating these ads on the Remax, like the Remax corporate social media, but we're directing those ads to where you want us to direct them to. So we're directing those ads when somebody clicks on those, we're directing them to either the listing on remax.ca, or if you actually go in and tweak them, you can actually have them be directed to your own agent website to that specific listing as well. So that's a great question though. But that's something we will be looking at very shortly as well. When you receive these emails into your inbox, so this is essentially what we've actually kind of zoomed in on what the email actually looks like. When you click the link in the email, it will bring you directly into the marketing as a service platform. So it kind of bypasses you having to go through your Mac Center account to log in. It should bring you right to the page that you're seeing up on my screen. And then from there, it's going to allow you to either to download that graphic, that free graphic that we've generated for you, or you can actually choose to purchase one of these paid options that we see right here. So this is our free option right here. And then we also have the standard, which is the paid ad to be put out onto the Meta platform. The plus is Meta plus a Google Ad Network ad. And then the premium, it actually includes all of that. Plus, it also adds a Google search ad for you. So it's actually kind of you're kind of determining how many people you're putting that ad in front of based on which tier you actually choose when you're actually purchasing an ad. Yeah, so here we go. It's kind of another example of what that actually really looks like when you go and log into the marketing as a service platform. We will be showing you how to go and actually log into marketing as a service directly through your Mac Center account. But this is something when you click that email that you receive, it will bring you directly into the listing page within that system. All right, so next thing I want to show you here is I want to show you an example of some of the AI generated video that's available through the marketing as a service platform, because that's a feature that's been added onto marketing as a service over the last couple of years. The first one we're going to be looking at is what the free ad looks like for a video ad. So I'm going to bring that up right now for you. So you can see what this one does is it takes the listing images and it does sort of almost like a slideshow with a little bit of a cool 3D effect. So this is actually all being done using just a static image, but you can see it's doing sort of a pan or sort of a slight tilt effect to the images, just to give it a cool look for what we see here. And the next thing we have here, so we do have the kind of a premium paid option for those ads as well. And we're going to be showing you what that premium paid ad is going to look like as compared to the free ad that you have for the video option. So again, just keep in mind, this video that we have here, this is actually all being generated just using static images that are part of the listing, the listing itself. So we'll just quickly play this video for you. So you can see there's a lot more motion to this. It's actually sort of flying through the rooms essentially. You may notice there's going to be certain little things that don't look quite right in some cases, depending on the images that are being fed into it. But it's really impressive what it can actually do just with a bunch of static images. So rather than going and have to pay to have somebody go and record a video and produce a video for you, just keep in mind it's doing all of this using just the provided images. So what we've also been working towards over the last little while is we're working towards being able to actually go and generate print assets for you as well. So far what we've looked at with marketing as a service is all digital. It is all something that includes just online, but we are working towards partnering with a company sort of thing here where we can actually go and start printing these ads for you as well. All right, so let's actually go and give you a live demo of where we actually go and set things up here. We are going to be starting today by logging into Mac Center. We're going to be showing you where to make that connection to your listing so that we can start receiving the free ads. And you can also then start using some of those paid options possibly as well. So it's something you might want to kind of dip your toes in, try it out, see what kind of traction you get with these ads. Because I have been finding a lot of people are getting really good traction with these ads with their clients as well. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to close off my PowerPoint for now. For anybody that wants to follow along, please feel free to do so. We are going to start by logging into our Mac Center account. So for Mac Center, we're just going to go to www.macenter.ca. update.remax.net, which will bring us to our Max Center sign-in page. From here, we would sign in using our remax.net email address as well as whatever password we have for our account. You will notice I have a remax.com address here. That's just because I'm corporate staff. Everybody else signing in here would just use your standard remax.net address. Oh, I do see a question here. I've used services, really good exposure for our social media platform. So yeah, that's a great comment there. We do find people getting really, really good responses to these ads that they're creating. And what we show in the platform as well, I'll be showing you this in a second here. It does give you rough numbers for how many people you can expect that ad to be shown to. And we do find that that's actually really accurate. You're actually getting yourself in front of a lot of people, but thousands of people just by creating some of these ads in the marketing as a service platform. So a great comment there. Thank you very much, Dill. All right, so I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to log into Max Center. And once we're logged in here, what we're going to be looking at first, I'm going to go into my Max Center profile because that's where our profile information actually comes from. And that's where we make that connection to our listings. We have kind of gone over that in previous training sessions in quite a bit of detail, but I just like to make sure that people know that this is how we make the system work, is by connecting our listings and updating our profiles in this central Max Center platform. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to click my name in the upper right corner of Max Center. And I'm going to click right here where it says Update Profile. And for this part of the presentation, I'm just wondering if somebody would be willing to volunteer the use of their account so I can actually log in as that person to show what an agent can see versus what I can see in my own personal account. Somebody okay with me doing that? Oh, actually, it looks like we've already got a volunteer. It looks like Dill is willing for me to use his account. Thank you very much, Dill. So let me just quickly log in as Dill. See if we can find you. So there's actually Dill right there. And you'll notice when I log in as Dill, it's going to add additional options on the left side of the page that I don't see as corporate staff. So let's just go ahead and log into Dill's account. So there we are. We're actually logged in as Dill now. You can see that there's lots of different things we can set within our profile. The big thing, the thing that makes the marketing and service platform work is right down here along the left side of the page where it says MLS affiliation. This is actually where we make that connection to the listings. So we're just going to go into that section. And what you'll see here when we log in here, essentially what it's showing us here is we have a listing feed coming in. That listing feed is actually coming in from the Krea system. So the listings you load at your board are fed off to Krea, and then we're pulling a feed from Krea to bring those listings into the remax.ca website. And we're also taking those listings and pushing them over to the marketing as a service system as well. So if you come in here, if you don't find that your listings are connected here, so in this case, Dill does have his listings connected. And what we're looking for here to make that connection to your listings is this code right here, which is actually your Krea ID code. So that's a code that Krea assigns to you as an agent in their system. And that's the code we also use for our listing association process. If you happen to find that your listings aren't showing here, so if it doesn't show a listing count of whatever amount of listings you currently have, the place to find that code to add to the system is going to be, it's actually on realtor.ca. So right now I'm just going to open up realtor.ca so I can show you where you can find that code, just in that situation where you don't have your listings properly connected. So yeah, I'm just going to go to realtor.ca. Go right to the homepage of realtor.ca. And again, this is for anybody who doesn't currently have that code in the system. So once we open up the realtor.ca website, we can then click right here in the upper middle of the page where it says find a realtor. And then we can actually search for yourself. We can actually search for you by your name. That's probably the easiest way to find yourself on realtor.ca. So if we go in and find by name, and in this case, because we're logged in as Dill, I'm just going to use Dill as an example, and we're going to look for Dill. CHO. I think I spelled that correctly. And we'll give it a second to process once we've actually entered the name. Yeah, so there we are. So we've actually found Dill now on realtor.ca. The code we're looking for in this case is not in the page itself. We're going to be looking up here in the address bar. So you'll notice up here it says realtor.ca/agent. And then right here we have this little 7-digit number, which is actually that CREA ID code that we're looking for. So again, if we don't have that code in our account, we can basically find the code on our profile page on realtor.ca. We can then just copy that code. I just selected it and I'm just copying it into my clipboard. And now we can go back into the MLS information section. And if the code were missing, we could then just add the code right here. And as soon as we add that code, if we hit the save button, it should then update. Usually within a few seconds, it'll update and say, hey, look, I've actually found this many listings with that particular code connected to them. So hopefully that makes sense. That is how our listing association process works. And if you're not receiving those marketing emails for any listings that you have coming into the system, in most cases, it's just because you might be missing that code in your account. The one caveat with that is we only really connect the listings essentially to the primary listing agent. So if you're a second or a third listing agent on a specific listing, you might not be getting those marketing as a service packages just because of that. But again, if you are the primary listing agent, if you're not getting those emails, it's probably just because we don't currently have your listings connected to you in your account. So, all right. So yeah, again, just kind of going back to the profile overall. Oh, and I do see a question coming in here. I am missing some listings. Is that normal? Oh, and he said he just answered my question. So great, great. Yeah, if you are the secondary or the third agent on a listing, you might not be getting some of those listing packages yourself. Those are going to be going to whoever the primary listing agent is. But that is one thing you do want to make sure that we have the listings connected in this MLS affiliation section. Beyond that, you do want to take a bit of time, maybe go through your profile and make sure everything is updated and accurate, that we have a current phone number for you, we have the accurate email address for you, you have an updated profile picture, because what we have in here will feed out to a lot of different systems that we have out here. Oh, and a question from Dill, how do I add a Facebook URL? So actually looking in your profile right here, you'll see there is a contact info section right here, and your social media pages and or any websites that you might be using can actually be added right here in this center section, this web and social media sites. So yeah, great question though. If that's something you want to add to your profile, because that will feed out to a lot of the other systems, you can just add that in this section right here. So. All right, so that is essentially the profile. I'm not going to go into detail about the different sections of the profile. I just kind of wanted to focus on the profile overall and the fact that we need to connect the listings in this MLS affiliation section. So beyond that, I am going to now close off our MaxSender profile. I'm going to go back to the MaxSender page. And looking at this page here now, so if we just scroll down a bit, you will notice there's this section right down here which actually lists some of the apps you have access to. We are going to be looking now for marketing as a service, and we're going to be logging in and going through some of that. So anybody that's following along with me, if you don't happen to see the marketing as a service tile showing right here, you should be able to click the All Apps button on the middle right. And then we are just going to be looking for this tile right here. So we haven't updated the branding in here so far. It still does show up as marketing as a service. And if we want to go in and start browsing and kind of looking at what that can do for us, we can actually click to go into that platform now. Yeah. All right, so what I've done, I've actually kind of preloaded this on the back end here. I have already logged into my marketing as a service platform. And what I have access to through mine, it's not going to be quite what you have access to through yours. Because I'm corporate staff, I have access to be able to see listings and packages and ads throughout all of Canada. But what I've done, I've actually logged right in and actually gone into one of the ads that was created by an agent in Canada. So I've actually using Anurag as an example here today. And what you'll see, this is what you would see if you actually click that link within the email. So that marketing as a service email that you receive, if you click that link, it will bring you directly into this page in your marketing as a service platform. And what you can see here, so right off the bat, if we leave it as the just listed asset, so that the $0 ad is what we have here, what you'll be able to see over here is it will create a nice graphic for you. So it's actually taking the information from the listing and it's generating a very simple ad. And if that's an ad you want to start using, you can actually just download that graphic. So essentially just say you want to actually use that ad, you download a version of or an image of that graphic, and then from there, that's something you can take and you can share that off on your social media for free of charge, essentially. Where we get a little more advanced, where it starts costing a little bit of money for you, is when we want to start using some of the paid ads. And I will call out here as well. So you will notice that all of the ads we have here, it is showing the ad cost in Canadian dollars, which is I think that's a really big bonus for us. You're not trying to do that conversion from US to Canadian to US or anything like that. So we do have these ads that are available for us. And for anybody who's used the Property Boost system, the ads we create with the standard option right here are going to be similar to what we can do with Property Boost. So essentially, it's creating an ad for you that's being posted to Facebook, and it's boosting that ad to get that ad in front of a lot more people. So you can see for this $49 Canadian, what it's doing is it's creating that ad and it's being posted out to social media. And potentially with a standard ad, you can get your ad in front of actually close to 2,500 people essentially. So that's what the reach option is right here. The ad would be posted for 7 days for you. And over that 7 days, you should be getting close to that 2,500 option that it actually shows. So you're actually putting your ad in front of a lot of eyes. Anybody that clicks that ad, depending on how we've set the ad up in here, they will be delivered to that listing on remax.ca. Although you can actually redirect that to somewhere else as well. And any requests that come in off that listing are going to come directly into you through your Bold Trail system. So that somebody lands on that listing page, maybe they want a bit more information about it. They're going to click one of the form buttons, they're going to fill in their information, and that's going to generate an ad to you. With that, I do kind of like to mention if you are going to be using one of these options here to create an ad, I do tend to recommend that you might want to come in and update the landing page. So again, we are directing people to that listing on remax.ca. The situation that may come up though is they may land on that listing and then maybe they're interested in that area, but they're not quite interested in that specific property. If they go start browsing for other listings in the area, those requests aren't necessarily going to come to you because they could be on another Remax agent's listing. So if we actually redirect this, or if we change the landing page and direct people to the listing on our own website, so every agent gets a Bold Trail website. If we're directing people to that listing on your Bold Trail website, any requests that come off of your website are going to come to you rather than going to somebody else potentially. So that's just making sure that you're capturing that marketing dollar by having people come over to your actual website. Oh, and I do see a question here. Do we have access to a recording of the session? Yes, I believe this is being recorded. You should be able to reach out to May Goto after the session to get a copy of this recording if you'd like. So, and a question. How did you get there? I missed it. So yeah, the page we're on right now, essentially to get to this page, you should be able to click on that ad that you received by email, and that will bring you directly into this option right here to actually go and create or download that free ad that you have access to. If you want to go in through Mac Center though, you can log into Mac Center by going to www.remax.net and signing in. And then from within Mac Center, we're going to be looking in the app section and we're going to be looking for a tile called Marketing as a Service. So hopefully that gets you to where we're currently at in the system. Oh, and a question, what is our web address? All right, so the address of your website, for anybody who wants to redirect somebody to a listing on their website, you should be able to come into Mac Center. And from within here, you'll see a tile which is labeled Platform Max Tech Powered by Bold Trail. So if we go into Platform Max Tech Powered by Bold Trail, that will bring you into your Bold Trail platform. And once you're in Bold Trail, in the upper right corner of the page, there's a little button to show some options within that system. And included in there is going to be the actual website of the actual address for your Bold Trail website. So if you are directing somebody there, that's how you find that website. And then once you're on your website, you just have to find the listing to update what we have in marketing as a service. So, are you able to show us them now in Bold Trail? Yeah, I can quickly log into Bold Trail. We weren't going to really touch too much on Bold Trail, but I'll quickly bring that up here. Just bear with me for 1 second here. Just have to log into my account. Just give me 2 seconds. All right. All right, so it's just me. Give me 1 second while I quickly log into an account. I'm going to drag this over to my other screen just for a second here while I'm able to get into an account. And Dill, are you okay with me using your Bold Trail account as well? Is going to be okay? Okay, yeah, Dill mentioned that was okay. So let me just quickly log into Dill's Bold Trail account.
You're good, Chris. Thank you.
Of course, yeah, no problem at all. All right, so yeah, I think I found Dill here. I'm going to bring this back over now. Actually, once I'm logged in, I just have to quickly navigate to a slightly different page here. There's just some information on the main dashboard page that we don't necessarily want to show. So let me just go into. Sorry, it's just logging into somebody else rather than Dill. So let me just quickly try that one more time here. Okay, there we go. So that's what we're looking for. So I'm going to bring this back over now so everybody can see what I'm doing. So if you want to direct somebody from your marketing as a service ad over to that listing on your website, you should be able to, again, go back into Max Center, click the tile that says Platform Max Tech Powered by Bold Trail, and that will load you into your Bold Trail dashboard page. What I've done, I've actually just navigated over to the website section because under Web and IDX on the left side of the page here, that will bring you into your website settings and you'll be able to find the actual address of the site itself. So this is actually the website address for Dill in this case. Or you can also click on your profile picture in the upper right corner of the page and you'll be able to find the website address right up here too. And with that, if we want to direct somebody to a specific listing page on our website rather than just to the homepage of our website, you will see there's a listing section right here as well. And as long as our listings are also connected in Bold Trail, we should be able to go into the My Listing section and find, oh, it looks like we might not have that set up quite yet for Dale, so we'll have to look at that as well. But normally your listings would show up in the My Listing section, and you'll be able to find a link to the specific listing page. So if you're linking to a specific listing from that marketing as a service ad, you can find the page for that listing right on the section we're actually in right now. So. Oh, and I do see a question right here from Andy. Can I get a list of my brokerage listings on my website? So normally your brokerage listings are going to be available on your website along with all the other listings that are coming in from your board. So yeah, you do have that access there. As long as we properly set up your listing feed for your website, all of that should be available on your Bold Trail account as well. With that, Andy, though, if you're not finding that showing here, if you don't mind just reaching out to me after the training session, we can try and look into that for you. I'm probably going to have to get you to talk to our support team, but I'm happy to have a quick look for you to see if we can get that sorted out for you. So if you'd like, actually just send me a quick email, Andy. My email address is jeffr@remax.ca, and I will follow up with you, and I may at that point then connect you with our support team. So. All right, so let's go back over to marketing as a service. Jeff R@remax.ca. Thanks, Dill, for putting that in there. Yeah. All right, so yeah, going back to marketing as a service. So as I mentioned here, you do have the ability, if you're choosing one of these paid ad options, we can update where we want people to be connected to. So we're bringing people over to our website so that any requests that come off of that website are going to come directly to us as a Bold Trail lead. So. And as I also mentioned, so we have the standard ad right here. So that costs you $49 Canadian for a 7-day ad that goes to the Meta platform. We have the Plus, which is going to be still that Meta ad, but it's also giving us a Google ad network ad, which can go to a whole range of different websites at the $99 Canadian level right here. And then the premium, which gives you everything below it as well, will also put an ad onto the Google search ad network. So basically what that's doing is when people are searching for things in your area, your ad can come up right in that search. So those are kind of the three different paid options we have with marketing as a service. And we also, right down here, we have the different options for the different video, the AI videos that we have available as well. So there's the free option right here for $0. So that's something that it can generate automatically for you. And then kind of going up, it will give you those additional things where it can create more of a full motion video based on just those images that you're feeding into it. And the cool thing, this is something that Dill's kind of called out in the chat, it will give you reports on how your ads are doing. So after you create these ads and have them posted out there, you can come into your marketing as a service from time to time, and you can check the reports to see how many people are actually viewing those ads. So it's actually, sorry, we go into the order history right here. We will be able to see the ads that we've created in the past, and we can go and actually click into them to see how many people or what kind of amount of people are actually going viewing that ad on those different systems that we have. Part of that as well, I mean, we are directing people to your listing on remax.ca or to your website, but a part of that, if people do have enough interest, they are going to be sending leads through on those. So that gives you an idea of how much traction you're getting as well. But if you just generally want to see how many people are viewing your ad, this is where we can come in and we can check under the order history and the reports to see how many people are actually viewing that. So, all right. So that is pretty much what we have for marketing as a service. I do see a couple more questions coming in here. Do we have statistics as to how much we have to spend and how many serious leads we get? So yeah, the serious leads, that's going to be when somebody clicks the ad, lands on that listing page, either on remax.ca or on our website. And if they're serious enough, they're going to actually be sending a request through on one of those pages. So that's kind of where you get that. Those leads are going to be coming into your Bold Trail system, and you'll be able to have access to them that way. Question from Yuri, do we recommend doing paid ads? Is it as good as each plan claims? Target users is actually reach. So yeah, what I've been finding, the amounts that it actually shows, so if we go back to the original one here, the what we show right here for the reach, those are actually really pretty accurate actually. You should be finding around 2,000 plus people viewing an ad, even just for the standard ad that we have right here, the ad that goes out to Meta. And again, the reporting that it shows you, it will show you how many people have actually viewed the ad after you create that ad. But what it shows here is actually pretty accurate for what we have. So, question, how do we access this and previous recorded videos? For the previous recordings, you should be able to reach out to your office admin, and I believe that she can probably provide you links to some of those previous videos that we've actually done for you. So, another question from Elena. Do you have statistics as to how much we have to spend and how many serious leads we get? So again, yeah, we've kind of covered that. It should be pretty close to what it says based on the span of the ad. So for 7 days, you should be getting probably over 2,000 people viewing that ad, essentially. Let's see. Shared my report, Elena. Have it go. Okay, yeah. So great, Dill. Thank you so much. Dill's actually coming into the chat and actually sending us some information, letting you know what his experience has actually been with marketing as a service so far. So, all right. So a couple of other things I wanted to show you while we're in marketing as a service. I wanted to show you. So we have the options for it to create these listing ads for us. We do also, under order here, we have the ability to create personal promotion ads as well. So you may have seen those on social media over the last little while from some of your other agents that are part of the Remax network as well. In here, you can actually create ads that are promoting yourself as an agent rather than promoting one of your listings. So if you come in here to order, you can select, I want to create an agent ad. Because I'm actually logged in and can see everybody in Canada, I'm just going to randomly choose somebody here. So let's just go with Parmeet. And then the next option it has is whether we want to create a marketing as a service agent personal branding ad. So I'm just going to select that right here. And what it should then bring us into is it's going to look very similar to the listing ad that we were creating before. But once it loads for us, you'll be able to see that we're not promoting a listing in this case. We're actually promoting ourselves as a Remax agent. So it's automatically generating this ad for us. So again, we have this option to download a free ad if we want to, just sort of a marketing graphic that we can take and post off on our social media. But then we also have these additional options for doing a meta ad, a Google Ad Network ad, and or a Google search ad as well. So this is again something that we can actually kind of create these ads. What's cool with the personal promotion ads as well is right down here, there's this new option that was just added for targeting a specific area. So if you work in a very specific neighborhood or a specific part of the city you live in, you can actually target the location. And when it generates and sends that ad out there, it's going to target people in that geo area. So it's going to actually just try and put you in front of people in that specific area. And this comes in really handy. Maybe your office is in a city that you don't necessarily live in. Maybe you live 50 or 100 kilometers away. You can target the very specific area that you actually live and work in with this targeting option. And again, this is something that was just added very recently. Previously, it would have just targeted based on where your office is located, but now you have the option to set a location for people in that area to see that ad. So, and I do see a few questions coming in here. Can we create flyers? So we're not at this point, we're not really set up with marketing as a service for creating flyers, but that is something that's being worked on and it should be coming to us in the future. We do have something in the Bold Trail system called Design Center, and that does allow you to create flyers. So if you're interested in creating a flyer, I would recommend going into your Bold Trail account and navigate to that Design Center section because you can actually go and build out those flyers within that section. And I see a question, how do you utilize this if you're not the primary on listing when on a team? Listings don't show up in my account. So Farnaz, that's maybe something you might want to reach out to our support team on that. They'd be able to assist you with maybe what your options are for doing something like that. Typically, listings are connected really just to the primary listing agent in the Bold Trail system, but they may have a workaround to be able to help with doing something like that. And question about what the length of the ad is. So most of the ads, it will show you right here. So the personal promotion in this case, we do have standard being an ad for 30 days. Plus is also 30 days and premium is also 30 days. Although the length of the ads or the listing ads, it was different depending on which option you were choosing. Typically it starts at 7 days and it just kind of goes up from there. So. Okay, let's see here. Jeff, all the writing is done by Remax, or do we get to amend and add content? So there is the ability in here to kind of basically tweak the ads. If you want to even just use the free ad, you can see once we go into that, we can edit, and it will let us change up some of the wording in the ad essentially. So it doesn't let us do a whole lot. We can change out the image and we can change some of the verbiage in that ad if we wanted to. Great question, though. Thank you very much. Yeah, so we can see here, at least for the personal promotion, we can change the image, we can tweak it slightly, and we can change some of the basic text that shows on the ad right over here. So we can tweak it in that way, but it will generate automatically based on what we have currently in your account, though. So, all right. So that is essentially our marketing as a service. The next thing I want to go over to now is I want to show you a little bit about another system we have called Folio. So I'm going to actually go out of Realforce for now, which is actually what marketing as a service is. We're going to go back into Mac Center. And actually, let me just bring up my PowerPoint.
Vinny, delete.
Just going to bring
Yeah,
up
Mary.
again for a second here.
What did you receive? Can you give me that phone?
Oh, and it sounds like somebody has their mic unmuted. Oh, yeah, I think we fixed that. There we are. All right, so let's talk a little bit about Folio just for the last bit of time that we have here. So Folio, for anybody who's not aware of Folio, it's a system we have for helping you manage your emails. It is built in such a way where it's essentially built to work with certain email providers. So it does require that you have either a Gmail account or an Outlook.com account. So Office 365 essentially is an Outlook.com account. But if you have one of those email providers, this is something you can integrate with them to help you manage those emails that are business related. So it is kind of fills in a specific gap in a certain area of the real estate life cycle, essentially. What it can do as well, so what it's actually do once you've made the connection to your Gmail address or your Outlook.com address, it can actually essentially sort your emails based on their connection to specific transactions or specific uh, uh, properties that you're helping purchase or sell, essentially. So it's actually looking through emails, it's finding reference to specific addresses, and then what it does is it creates these smart folders within your Gmail or your Outlook.com address so that you can keep better track of those. So it's taking all those emails that relate to a specific transaction you're working on, it's putting it into a smart folder so that you can go into that and see a list of all those emails that relate to that. Oh, and I do see a question here as well. Who do I connect with to fix my bull trail profile? Dill, that's a great question. I would definitely recommend reaching out to the support team for them to assist you with that. I'm more than happy to have a quick look for you after our session, but they're usually the ones that are best at kind of diagnosing any issues that we might have with our listing connection in Bull Trail. I will be putting our support team's contact information back up on the screen right at the end of the presentation as well, if you want to quickly grab that. And again, Dill, you can also reach out to me directly. I will either be able to sort it out myself or I'll just connect you with our support team. So, oh, and a question from Mary. I haven't set up my bull trail. Should I contact the support team to assist with this process? Yeah, Mary, I would probably recommend you reaching out to the support team for them to assist you with setting up bull trail. There's not really a lot to set up with bull trail. A lot of what we have in Mac Center will just feed automatically into bull trail, but there's a couple of key things that they may want to kind of walk you through with that. But yeah, the support team would be your best resource for anything like that, Mary. All right, so what we're looking at here, so once we've connected Folio to our Gmail or our Outlook.com address, what it can do, so you'll notice over here, we're actually looking at Gmail, and what it can actually do is it will actually put a little bar down the right side of your Gmail account where you can get quick access to different things that you can do with those emails that are coming in. You can also, what you can do once you've connected Folio to your Gmail, it can actually help you keep track of what things need to be done in the process of buying or selling with somebody. So it can actually, you can set up specific timelines where it will remind you or it will send out information automatically saying hey, we're at this step, let's do this thing now. We're at this step, let's actually bring this team in now. So it actually does a lot to help you kind of keep track and manage your emails. Oh, and I do see another question coming here. Sorry, can you show once more time the path to access marketing as a service? Yeah, marketing as a service. Let me just quickly jump out of here. So marketing as a service, once you're logged into your Mac Center account, you should be able to go into the apps and tools right here. And then from there, you'll see this tile that says marketing as a service. And that will bring you directly into your marketing as a service dashboard page, where from there you can always log in and look at a listing that you might have, or you can go in and start creating ads for personal promotion. And a question here. Does this work with Yahoo Mail too? So unfortunately, no. The Folio system that we have does not integrate with Yahoo. It's really looking more for some of the more advanced email systems like Gmail or Outlook.com. There's some of the more basic systems like unfortunately like Yahoo is not supported with Folio. All right, so let me quickly jump back in here again. Sorry, I'm jumping around here a little bit. So Folio, for the question that's come in about what the cost is for Folio and how to make that connection to Folio, you should have received an email from folio@ametree.com, and that's going to be your invite to start using Folio. The Folio system is typically a system that people pay for, but because you're with Remax, you get that for free with being with Remax, and it's sort of a premium version of Folio that you get for free with being with Remax. With that, though, you have to actually take the invite link that you got from this folio@ametree.com email address, And this is not something that you can share either. So if you have an agent friend who wants to set up their Folio account, unfortunately, you can't just send them that email and have them sign up with your link because those links are unique to every single agent. Folio is free for you to use. You're already paying for it essentially with the fees that you're paying into Remax. So you're not having to pay anything additional for it. And let me just quickly see here. So essentially the setup process once you receive that email is you do have to first off verify your profile information in MaxSender because it's going to pull that profile information into Folio initially. The second step is once you've logged into Folio, you can add any local resources or trusted vendors. So basically companies that you use yourself and you recommend, you can add those into the Folio system. You can add any local service providers or utilities in there as well because you can bring them in at certain times in the process. From there, you then create timelines within Folio, and we're going to be looking in Folio in just a second here as well. And the last step is you can connect it to a cloud storage provider. So if you want, you can actually have it where it will take documents or extract documents out of emails, and those can be stored within Folio through a specific cloud provider that you use, like a Google Drive or something along those lines. So let's actually look at this in a live drive here as well. Let's actually jump out of PowerPoint now. What I've done here is I've actually opened up a second browser window which actually has a Gmail account that we have connected to Folio. So you'll see what it's done is it's actually gone through our email, and it really only go when you initially connect it to your Gmail account or to your Outlook.com account. It's going to look back in your emails. It's only going to go back 30 days from when you make that connection, but it's going to go and find reference to specific addresses. So let's say it's actually found a reference to 301 Coal Ridge down here. And then within these what we call smart folders, it's going to let us see all the emails that relate to that specific transaction. So it's kind of grouping them all together. You're not having to look for people that are part of that transaction because it's looking through emails and grouping them based on the specific transactions themselves. You will also find it's not necessarily moving your emails. In Gmail specifically, it's creating these smart folders and then it's almost kind of putting a link to those emails within the smart folder so you can see them all in one location. You don't have to worry about it actually taking them out of your inbox. All those will still appear in your inbox because it's not actually moving those emails. And you'll notice as well, so when I go into one of these smart folders over here, as long as we have this Folio Chrome add-on, so if you're using Chrome and you're using Gmail, there's a little Chrome add-on that you can actually add that will give you the Folio add-on up here. And what that essentially is doing is that's giving us this little bar along the right side of the page where we can see that timeline that we've created in Folio. So we can actually go in and say, based on when we started this transaction, we can actually go and actually set these specific kind of milestones for that transaction essentially. If you don't happen to have this little add-on installed, you can still go in a separate tab in your browser. You can actually go into Folio, the website itself, where you can see a lot of that same sort of information right here. So we can still go into Coal Ridge down here. But what it does is it takes some of what we have in the Folio website and it just puts it on the right side of the page when you're in your Gmail. So it's making it more efficient because you actually can kind of see everything in one page rather than going back and forth between multiple websites. Looking specifically in Folio, so initially when we set it up, we are making a connection to your Gmail or your Outlook.com address. And a lot of that is actually done right in here. So you can see right here, there's an account option, which is where we make the connection to your Gmail or your Outlook.com address. So we make that connection so that it can start kind of looking through it and managing those emails. We also have our profile. So initially our profile gets pulled in from our MaxSender account. So that's why we want to make sure our MaxSender is updated and accurate. But if we ever need to change any settings in our profile after that initial pull, we can come in here and update some of that information in our profile right here. As well, so going back to our dashboard page, if we just kind of go down the left side of the page here, we can see we have our different timeline templates. So we do have some basic timelines that we automatically add and those are in there for you to go and actually tweak to make them work more for yourself. But you can set specific timelines that relate to how you normally work with somebody as you're helping them buy or sell. We have our service providers right here, which is where you can actually add any inspectors that you use, any lenders that you tend to use, any contractors that you tend to use quite often. You can add them in right in here as well, so that it makes it easier for you to reach out to them at specific times in that transaction as well. Oh, and I do see a question here. Haven't received an email. How do I make this happen for Folio? So yeah, that's a great question, Mary. If you didn't receive that invite to Folio, definitely reach out to our support team and they can just get that resent to you. Potentially, we might have a wrong email address for you. Maybe that email went into your junk mail folder, but they'll be able to actually get that email sent to you again, so you can get that all set up. So. All right. So yeah, that is essentially our folio. So it's a fairly basic tool. It's really just to help you manage your time better by having it help you manage your emails. What's nice here too, you can actually even bring in collaborators. So if you work with an assistant or a team member or something like that, you can actually have them added in here as well, so that they're receiving those updates that are coming from the Folio system as well. So when it brings up certain transactions at specific points in their life, you can actually bring in those other people into the system as well and have them be included on any of those emails that are going out. So. All right, that is pretty much Folio in a nutshell. I don't have much else to really show you within the Folio system. Is there any other questions that have kind of come up as we've gone through things, or anything I can kind of clarify for anybody there?
Hi, Jeff. I got a question.
Of course, yeah.
Hi, thank you very much for the presentation. It's great.
Yeah, definitely.
Just a question. When we're creating the ads and whether we choose to use the targeting feature or not, like what area does it target? Like,
Uh,
do we have to do we have to put in the target area or does the system do it automatically?
it does that for those listing ads. It's kind of doing it automatically based on where the listing is located and where you're located. So it's kind of doing some automatic targeting based on that information it has. And I do find it does actually quite a good job of what it does for that targeting. It is targeting in that specific area where that listing's located and getting it in front of a lot of people in that specific area. I mean, that being said, with the personal promotion ad, you do have some control over where we're targeting with that. But for the listing ads, it's kind of targeting the actual area of where that listing's located.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course, definitely. Yeah, and I did say I was going to put our support team's contact information back up on your screen as well. Let me just bring that up here so that everybody can maybe grab a quick screenshot of that or write that down. Let's just go to that page again. So yeah, if you do have any questions after the session, definitely use our support team as a resource. They're there to answer questions. They can help with any issues you might be running across as well. And they're actually pretty good at what they do. They deal with these sorts of support requests all the time, so they're pretty quick and efficient with getting back to people as quickly as they possibly can. That being said, they do have times where they get busy, so it might, in some cases, take a day or so for them to get back to you. But usually they'll get back to you same day when you do reach out to them. So. And how do we target sellers? So yeah, with the targeting for those listings, uh, sorry, for sellers, you're kind of doing those personal promotion ads for sellers. You're actually promoting yourself as an agent to get yourself in front of people. So that was that personal promotion ad that we looked at in the marketing as a service system. And a question from Mike, maybe you missed your answer. Where can I find all the previous recorded videos? So, Mike, I would definitely reach out to your office admin, Maze, who I've been working with from your office, and she should be able to send you a copy of any recordings that she might have of any of the previous training sessions that we've done for your office. Yeah. Or that being said, a manager, your broker owner, they should all be able to hopefully assist you with any of those types of questions. So. Oh,
Oh,
actually, it looks
hi.
like May's just posted.
Yeah, sorry, I
Yeah,
just heard that. I just sent the list of all the videos, the education video recordings on the list there. So you can
excellent.
access all of Jeff's recordings, Bold Trail trainings with Jeff Rax, all in that link below.
Great. Thanks so much, May. Yeah, so there is a link in the chat. If anybody clicks into that link, it should bring you, I assume, to a Google Drive where you can actually go and view or potentially download those recordings of those training sessions. So, all right. Well, thanks so much, everybody. Hopefully you guys got some useful information out of that, or you got a little bit something out of that. If you do have questions, though, definitely reach out to our support team for anything like that. All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day. Okay.